Hi everybody, this week I'm going to be talking about the Israel and Palestine crisis with the reporter's death, Russia-Ukraine crisis, the thieves in Hong Kong, and UAE president's death. The country of the week is Austria, and the extra fun segment is all about fun facts about computers. The Mandarin segment, you're going to be learning everything that we learned in the past few weeks, as it's just a recap. And we are talking to Dr Manzini, who is the High Commissioner of South Africa to Mauritius and Seychelles. I really hope you enjoy, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment below because we are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you. The Israeli police hit the mourners at the funeral of the Algeria reporter Shireen Abu Akleh. She was a reporter who reported Israeli and Palestinian politics and events. She was only 51 and she was killed on Wednesday. The police defended themselves by saying that they had to disperse the riots. The Israeli police beat up the hundreds of Palestinians gathered around her coffin. Her funeral was held at the Palestinian president's compound, who said that she had sacrificed her life for Palestinian causes and that the Israelis were certainly the cause of her death. Three people stole priceless pieces of art, but they didn't actually know the price and its value. They sold it to an amateur collector for just $20, but it was actually worth more than $300 million because it included a calligraphy scroll personally written by the former Chinese communist leader Mao Zedong. The thieves have been jailed for 2.5 years as they stole it in September 2020 from a well-known revolutionary art and stamp collector, Fu Chunxiao. Russia has only succeeded in taking over one Ukrainian city, Kherson. They have been trying to take over Kharkiv from Ukraine, but it looks like they have failed because the Ukrainian troops are fighting back and have already driven out most troops out of the city. And Russians have been trying for past few months to get that city. On the May 9th speech, President Putin said a few things about how Russia has been succeeding and that it was a really good thing for the people, but he didn't give much information. The Ukrainian president said that some complicated negotiations are going on with Russia concerning the bodies to be taken out of Mariupol, a Ukrainian city. The Ukrainian president also said that the status of the war right now is much worse and much harsher than at the beginning of the war. Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the UAE president, died at the age of 73 on Friday. He was the second president of UAE after his father, who was the first president of UAE, the founding father. He helped transform UAE and made it much more successful. As president, he also headed one of the most significant global funds, the Abu Dhabi Investment Authority. The tallest building in the world, Burj Khalifa, was also named after him. In 2014, he had had a stroke and a surgery. His younger brother has been the de facto leader for some time, so he's going to be taking over for the moment. Hi everybody! This week for the Premature Career segment, we are interviewing Dr. Manzini, who is an amazing person. She's the South African ambassador to Mauritius and Seychelles. She has a great story and advice, and I really hope you enjoy and learn something new.
I am Dr. Samalani, and my second name is Nelly, and my last name is Manzini. I am the South African High Commissioner in Mauritius, accredited to Seychelles as well.
Wow, thank you so much. And can you tell us what you do as the South African High Commissioner to Mauritius?
As a South African High Commissioner in Mauritius, I'm first and foremost responsible for nurturing the relationship between South Africa and Mauritius. This relationship is at different levels, at political level, at economic level, as well as people-to-people level. At political level, you would know that our history is not different from each other. We were first living under colonialism. Mauritius was colonized by the British and the French. We are sharing the history of where we come from, emerging from colonialism to where we are free today. Today we have got our own prime minister in Mauritius and the president in Mauritius, as well as a president in South Africa, who has been chosen by all the citizens of that country. Now, in order for us to keep supporting each other, we have to relate between the two countries. So just we remind ourselves where we are coming from, and we can share our vision of where we are coming from. At economic level, each country has got something to sell to another country. So in that relationship, what Mauritius is making in order to share to sell to South Africa, and what South Africa is making to sell to South Africa, that relationship needs to be nurtured. And we need to make each other aware and follow the due processes of making sure that we trade between ourselves in terms of economic diplomacy. In terms of people-to-people relations, you know that people of South Africa love coming to Mauritius for holidays. And obviously, Mauritians also love to go to South Africa for holidays. And we are also sharing some cultures. You have got your own cultures, dances, the way you do things. And South Africa has got its own way. So together, we can share these experiences. But above all, it is just the goodwill of Mauritians and South Africans, which, as a South African High Commissioner, I need to keep nurturing that we live together happily, sharing information, trading amongst ourselves, as well as assisting each other where one has got a problem. An example is about the vaccinations which we had. South Africa had more vaccinations than Mauritius in the beginning. So South Africa was able to share some of those vaccinations with Mauritius. And there are other things which Mauritius have and South Africa does not have. And in that regard, it is my responsibility to make sure that we share all of those things. So basically, that is my my responsibility. And also looking after South African citizens who come to Mauritius and are encountering problems. They need a visa or a passport or whatever they need. it is my responsibility to make sure that we provide them with all of those.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Quite a few things there. And were you always in diplomacy, or have you just recently come into it?
All my time have been spent in administration, in government. Starting from administering a health department, moving to administering a province with about 5.4 million people, and then moving over to risk management of the Department of uh, International Relations and Cooperation. So I've been moving through various levels, and ultimately I found myself being asked to come and represent the country in Mauritius.
Wow, thank you so much. And what do you enjoy the most about being the South African ambassador?
Can you repeat that?
Of course. What do you enjoy the most about being the South African ambassador to Mauritius?
What I enjoy most is firstly the reception which I got from the Mauritians, starting with the Prime Minister and the President. And the people of Mauritius are very warm and open to sharing the information with me. So I enjoy living with Mauritians and here and there trying to learn the language here so that I can be able to communicate with them. But most importantly, I'm enjoying the beauty of Mauritius. You have got beautiful beaches, you have got beautiful vegetation, fauna and flora. You have got beautiful infrastructure. You are able to get whatever you want at any time. So, and the weather in Mauritius is always very warm. There is no summer, there is no winter. So I enjoy all of those things in Mauritius.
Wow, that's amazing. And what is your advice to kids?
My advice to kids is that the world and the future is full of possibilities. Young people need to go out there and get it. And for you to get it, firstly, you must start from school and start learning very hard your basic foundation at school. And that foundation need to be purposeful. To say, if you wish to become a doctor, when you are at school, you must do the subject which relates to becoming a doctor. If you want to be an ambassador, when you are at school, you need to listen and follow all the issues around being an ambassador. So once you do that, it will be easy for you to be able to follow the profession which you like. But most importantly is that as you do that, you need to respect the authority. You need to respect one another. You need also to respect the people who are guiding you to move forward to achieve your goal, which you want to be next year. So that will be my advice to children. Like what you are doing, if you are aspiring to be a diplomat, this is a very good foundation for you because you are listening to what the diplomats are doing in order for you to be able to do better in future, because the world is changing every day. You will be able to adapt and adjust moving forward.
Wow.
Thank you so much for your time today. It was really great interviewing you.
Thank you so much, Anya. If I don't know if I've satisfied your ambition. Okay.
For sure.
No, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Have a wonderful day.
Have a wonderful weekend as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
L'Autriche est un pays d'Europe centrale. Sa capitale est Vienne et sa population est de 9 millions d'habitants. L'Autriche faisait autrefois partie du royaume Autriche-Hongrie. C'était composé de quelques royaumes dans le sud-est de l'Europe, comme le Bosnie-Herzégovine et la Croatie. Les problèmes de cet empire ont conduit à la Première Guerre mondiale et après ça, l'empire était effondré. La moitié de l'électricité produite en Autriche est l'hydroélectricité. Les cartes postales qu'on connaît aujourd'hui viennent de Vienne. L'Autriche possède la plus grande grotte de glace du monde. Cette nation est dans les Alpes autrichiennes. Hi everybody, this week for the extra fun segment, I'm going to be talking about computers. I really hope you enjoyed these fun facts about computers. The first computer in the world weighed more than 27 tons. Ada Lovelace was the first computer programmer in the world. She wrote about the analytical engine, which is a computer, but it was never built, and she understood that a computer can follow a series of simple instructions to do complex stuff. While the average person blinks about 20 times per minute, someone who looks at a computer screen only blinks about 6 times per minute. The longest word that you can type using just one of the computer keyboard lines is typewriter. The first computer mouse in the world was made of wood. Over 6,000 computer viruses are released each month. I really hope you enjoyed these facts about computers. Thank you. Hi everybody, this week for the Mandarin segment, I'm going to be recapping everything we've learned in the past few weeks of the Mandarin segment. In the first Mandarin segment, we learned about the tones. The first tone, A. The second tone, A. Third tone, A. And the fourth tone, A. We remembered that there were 4 different tones that sound the same, and even though some words can have the same letters in pinyin, their tones are different, meaning they are completely different words in Chinese. In the second one, we learned about greetings. Some basic greetings were Ni hao, hello, Ni hao ma, how are you, 我很好, I am good, or I am fine. We also learned 再见, which is bye, and 谢谢, thank you. Next, we learned about how to introduce yourself by saying your name, your age, and where you live in. We remember 我叫 Nitya. My name is Nitya. 我 is I. 叫 is called. 我叫 Nitya. We also remember 我13岁. I am 13 years old. 我 is I. 13 is 13 and 岁 is for something for age. And do you remember saying I live in? 我住在 我住在毛里求斯. I live in Mauritius. We also learned numbers from 1 to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those are numbers from 1 to 10, and we can use those to make numbers from 1 to 99. For example, 43 would be 4, 4, 3. 43. 4 is 40 because 4 is 4, 4 is 10, and then 3 is 3. Now, if I wanted to say 14, it would be 14. sh, sh, san, sh, s. Last week we learned about how to say the personal pronouns he, she, and it, as well as I and you. I is very simple. It's been in many of the sentences that we learned. 我. You is also simple because it comes in 你好, it's 你. He, she, and it, we learned, sounds exact same because it has the same letters and the same tone, but it has a different character. So, it is ta, the first tone, ta. I hope you remembered these, and don't forget to check back the other videos in case you forgot them and if you'd like to learn them more in more detail. 再见!